This is Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for July 15, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was down 0.01 points, closing at 403.7. Total trade volume was up with 48,261 shares changing hands at a total value of 222.7 million real, or close to $55,500. On the main board, only two stocks posted gains. Grand Twins International rose by 0.66% or 40 real to close at 6,100 real per share, while Pestec Cambodia was up 0.39% or 10 real to 2,570 real per share. On the other hand, two stocks were also down. The biggest loser of the day was Royal Group Phnom Penh SEZ, which dropped 0.47% or 10 real to 2,110 real per share, followed by Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority, which was down 0.32% or 20 real to 6,200 real per share. Meanwhile, the rest of the main board, meaning Phnom Penh Autonomous Port, Sihanoukville Autonomous Port, Akleda Bank, MJQ Education, and Cam GSM stayed flat. Over on the growth board, both stocks stayed flat, with DBD Engineering at 2,030 real per share and JS Land at 2,800 real per share. Akleda Bank again recorded the highest trade volume of the day with 11,302 shares changing hands at a total value of 77.9 million real, or over $19,000, approximately 23% of Tuesday's trade volume. MJQ Education recorded the second highest trade volume of the day with 9,053 shares changing hands at a total value of 17.9 million real, or close to $4,500, approximately 19% of July 15th's trade volume. In other market news, Phnom Penh Autonomous Port shared its unaudited revenue report for Q2 and Semester 1 of 2025, both of which showed revenue increases from the previous year. Phnom Penh Autonomous Port reported a total revenue of over $11.6 million in Q2 of 2025, which is a 14% increase compared to the same quarter in 2024. The company also reported a total revenue of over $22 million in Semester 1 of 2025, which is a 21% increase from Semester 1 of 2024. The Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority also shared a disclosure notice informing investors of the company's Q1 revenue, operating profit, and net profit, all of which saw a quarter-on-quarter decrease. The company's revenue in Q1 of 2025 decreased by 22.64% compared to Q1 of 2024, while operating profit decreased by 46.69% and net profit by 52.29% in the same period. The company explained that the decrease in revenue, operating profit, and net profit was due to an increase in the rate of non-revenue water by 17.20%, which caused sales revenue to decrease by 19.76% quarter-on-quarter. The Cambodia Securities Exchange has also granted principal approval to Picasso City Garden Development PLC to list equity securities on the growth board. This makes Picasso City Garden Development the first company to receive principal approval to list equity securities on the growth board in 2025. The company must now receive final listing approval from the Securities and Exchange Regulator of Cambodia once all listing requirements are satisfied. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real to USD strengthened slightly to 4,007 real per US dollar, while the US dollar index was slightly up from our last report to 97.95. Looking at global commodities, oil prices fell on Tuesday after US President Donald Trump's lengthy 50-day deadline for Russia to end the Ukraine war and avoid sanctions eased immediate supply concerns. Brent crude futures fell 56 cents or 0.8% to $68.65 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude futures fell 62 cents or 0.9% to $66.36. Gold prices firmed as concerns over the global trade war fueled demand for safe haven assets, while investors awaited a key US inflation reading. Spot gold rose 0.5% at $3,361.39 per ounce. US gold futures were up 0.3% to $3,370.40. US stock futures were pointing to a higher open early Tuesday following a winning session for the major averages as investors await big bank earnings and a key inflation reading. As of the time of the Cambodian market's closing, Dow Jones Industrial Average futures were up 13 points or 0.03%. S&P 500 futures rose 0.3%, while the Nasdaq 100 futures added 0.55%. This was Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for July 15th.